Stop crying. Yeah, you don't need to cry right now. We have this under control. I told you not to cry. Okay, so maybe that's a little bit exaggerated. But if you work in healthcare long enough, you will hear bedside manner exactly like that. And it's not usually intentional. It happens when doctors or nurses are overworked, tired, stressed, and rushed. This is Nurse JT here, talking about bedside manner. So the solution to bedside manner isn't really to judge people for things that we might have actually done ourselves in similar situations, like if we were there, but the solution is to train ourselves to the point where no matter how bad the day is, we still have composure and maintain great bedside manner and get people to trust us. So stick with me. I'm going to tell you how to have such good bedside manner that people can't help but trust you, so that even when everything is falling apart, they have confidence that you will figure it out. So here's the reality. The doctor in this situation is made up. The made up doctor in this example, they should have done better. But picture this. You're the doctor. You have 20 patients, and all of them are upset with you today for things that you can't control. And they're all on different floors. You have nurses paging you from 5 different directions, and you've been doing this for like 10 years. You worked a decade to be here, and then another 10 years, and now you get paid well in theory. Like a $200K salary isn't bad, but you have friends that you went to school with, and now they're in finance, and they actually make more money than you for less work. Or you're the nurse, and you just yelled at a patient for trying to pull out their catheter for the 13th time. Now you're talking in a way harsher tone than you meant to the sweet older man in the next room, and you're not sure if you can even make rent because they canceled you twice already this week, and things are falling apart right now in 3 different patient rooms. And you want to say, okay, sorry, old man, it really wasn't your fault, but you're just trying to keep your head above the water. And healthcare is great. Don't get me wrong. Healthcare is great. And we didn't all sign up for it just to get a big paycheck. We're not all in it for the money. Like, we came in because we wanted to help people. There's a lot of people in healthcare like that. But that ability to romanticize the service or have that I would do this for free kind of mindset goes out the window when the crap all but literally hits the fan. You're cleaning incontinence in one room, a family member is screaming at you another, and a patient asks you the same question every hour on the hour while you're trying to do a sugar check. So how do you keep your composure so that you can survive this job, take back control of yourself, and do your job with excellence? Well, here's the secret. If you do this right, you actually do way less work in the long run. So before I tell you that, let me tell you the dream outcome. This is what we would really like to see. This is an ideal shift. You're a nurse. You got 3 to 7 strangers, and you're taking care of all of them. Maybe 9. Could be higher than 7, but most nurses do about 3 to 7 patients. You're going to give them medicines. You're going to feed them. You're going to bathe them. You're going to change them. And those are all kind of invasive things. So you got to have them trust you to a level where if something went horribly wrong, you're the last person they would ever blame. And if they trust you and they like you, they are far less likely to blame you when problems happen and way more likely to work with you. So here's the trick. If you spend 10 seconds truly listening to them at the start of the shift, you could save potentially 10 hours of headache later. When a patient doesn't trust you, they will fight you. When they trust you, they let you do your job. So here's what I want you to do. I think the first 5 minutes of your shift, the minute you meet the patient, hit a few pieces of low-hanging fruit that you can grab to set the tone. Ask questions like you're actually interested. Don't just say, good morning. Did you sleep well? That's a yes or no question. That's a script. Instead, try to ask questions like how, what, where, when. How was your night? How was your night actually? Tell me about it. And when you're done rounding in that room, you've done your assessments, everything, ask them, hey, is there anything else I can do for you right now? And use body language that says you're actually listening, you actually want help. Because if you can help them in that moment, you're going to avoid the call 5 minutes later when they realize they need something. If you don't have time to get it, just say, hey, I'll be back if you need anything else. Or I have to run somewhere else right now, but is there anything I can get you when I'm done there? And you're not really trying to make them feel like second priority, right? And like they are a priority unless there's a real reason, like an angry family member who's been waiting for you, screaming at you, yelling at you down the hall, or a medical emergency in a different room. You do want to have good bedside manner, but if you have other priorities, you have other priorities, and you need to find a way to gracefully let them know that I will be happy to get you something as soon as I am able. So the second thing I want to talk about is what I call the gold standard for bedside manner. The ability to make somebody laugh is the best way to make them feel safe. Any interaction where someone genuinely laughs at a joke you made, and that is pure gold for a relationship. If you're having trouble making people laugh, don't try too hard. That is awkward. But if you watch the way other people work, you can actually steal your peers' lines. I knew a nurse once, and he was very good with patients. Someone would ask him something like, "How long you been working here? How long you been a nurse?" And he'd think for a minute. He's like, "Actually, man, it's my first day." And he'd wait a beat and let him process it and follow up with a grin. "Nah, I'm just kidding. I've been doing this forever. I've got you." And that actually builds trust because it shows you're confident enough to joke about your skills instead of feeling like you got to prove something. It shows you're not stressed. And another strategy involves the embarrassing moments. So a lot of patients will feel uncomfortable. They've not been bedbound like this before, and they're apologizing because they're incontinent. And that's tough. It's embarrassing to not be able to go to the bathroom by yourself. And it can be a source of a lot of shame. So if you can break that shame, they will be your friend. Absolutely. So I had a friend, and when he had patients with incontinence, sometimes they'd apologize like that. He'd be like, "Hey, it's okay. It's okay, man. Shit happens." Now, I can't really do it justice because he was really good at doing that. So do be careful. If you can't pull that off, be careful. Find a different way to do it. Another option is a line kind of like this. "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this to myself. Hey, don't worry about it, man. It's what I do. I'm going to set you up for success, and you're going to feel normal again in 5 minutes. It's what I do." When you use the joke or the reassurance, the goal is the same. Let's take the shame out so that they can trust you. Just let them know it's what you do. It wasn't that big of a deal. So here's the third thing I think is very powerful. It's one of the most challenging things to do. When you get an angry person, sometimes they come out of nowhere. A lot of times this can be a family member, and they'll come and they may say something like, "Hey, it's been 2 hours and no one's been in here to clean up my mom. I'm going to sue all of you." And so in a situation like that, you want to do some recovery, de-escalate that fast, solve the problem as fast as you can, and empathize with them. You can use a rare apology. People actually kind of love apologies because they almost never happen in healthcare because people are afraid to incriminate themselves. So don't incriminate yourself, but apologize for the way that they feel. Say something kind of like this: "Hey, thanks for telling me. I'll get on this as fast as I can. I did not realize," if that's true. "I'm so sorry that happened. Let's fix it." And you've empathized with them, validated them, and you showed them that you're not the kind of person that wanted that to happen. You're not the kind of person that's going to let that happen again. But the most important part of this isn't the "I'm sorry," it's the "I will fix this immediately." People don't really want the way you feel. They don't really want they want the apology, but they don't want that nearly as much as they want the results. If you're new to nursing, don't over apologize. That doesn't work for you very well. It makes you kind of seem weak or incompetent. Keep it short and sweet. What they want from you is to fix it, learn from it, and move on. They want you to grow. They don't want you to feel bad. They don't want you to look bad. 9 times out of 10, that is what your teammate is, what the family member wants. So don't get stuck feeling bad about something that went wrong. It will happen. Things will go wrong, potentially every shift. But the best thing for you to do in that situation is to learn from it and grow from it. And what if you can't drop everything? What if you're in a situation like that, someone's yelling at you, it happened all of a sudden, but you got an emergency? Well, do your best, explain what's going on. If you can, send somebody like the charge nurse or somebody else. If it's absolutely an emergency, like a code blue in the next room, bedside manner may actually not be the biggest of your concerns because you should save somebody's life instead of trying to make yourself look good. But even in that case, figure out what you can do. Say, if it's an emergency, say, "Hey, I'm going to send somebody else in here. We're going to make this right. I got to run right now. I will be back as soon as I possibly can." All right, number 4. This is one of the highest returns on your investment is giving somebody FaceTime. Anytime you can get FaceTime with somebody, it builds trust. That's just how things work. The more time we spend with somebody, the more we feel like we know them, the more we trust them. And in the case of hospital, a lot of people have been in the hospital without as many visitors as they would have liked. So if you got non-emergencies, if you have things due, but they're not maybe due for an hour, and you got extra time in the room, talk to them. Some of the biggest shout-outs I've ever seen isn't from like, "Hey, he gave his meds perfectly. He hung that blood so well." It's, "Hey, I was lonely, and he stayed with me and talked to me for an hour. He watched a football game with me. He talked to me about something non-medical just because he could or she could, because people want to feel seen. People want to feel heard. They want to feel empathized with, and they really just want something to do when they're in the hospital for days on end. And if you can do that, you will see great results. It's going to be a much smoother shift for you, because even though you may have other things to do, they're coming up, if you've made your shift smoother, it will actually increase your chances of being able to give those meds on time, that blood on time, or whatever it is. You want to be flying through that shift like a plane cruising at 30,000 feet in great weather, not bouncing through a thunderstorm like everything's going to fall apart. You want to be able to gracefully land that plane at 7 p.m. with a smile, not like as a crash landing at 7 p.m. and like make the other nurse stressed out that's taken over for you. All right. To sum this up, initiate early. Make them feel safe in the first 5 minutes. Be playful. Use a low-key attitude. Make them feel like things aren't such a big deal. I mean, where appropriate. And provided you can pull it off. Make jokes. Listen to them. Give them FaceTime when you have a lull. Fix it fast. In high-intensity situations, when things are falling apart, explain honestly, be clear with somebody, and show them that you're going to give them the result that they're requiring of you, where possible. This has been Bedside Manner with JT. If you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.